All right, good afternoon. My name is Barrister Davis Nadejuan. I'm the Chief Legal Advisor to MFM Worldwide. Again, it's personal lawyer to Dr. Olukoya, the G of MFM. And I want to do a very quick, clarification and reaction to a video by one Pastor Femi who alleged that he was detained for 9 years, frame up charges from MFM. But not really being a matter that went to court, came back, and they went to court again. I ordinarily wouldn't want to say anything, but I think it's important that I respond now, particularly looking at the way journalism in Nigeria has gone very, very below standard. So I'm saying this so that if there will be need for a qualified journalist, from a reputable and decent organization who is professional, they want to get involved, will be willing to sit side by side with Pastor Femi and provide, since he wants to do his trial now by media, having concluded the matter in court, 2 instances. So there was the criminal one, and there was the civil one, which he filed. So, but given brief response to all of those lies everywhere, Pastor Femi and others, I think 2 others, one Kelebo, Toba, and others, they were plotting how to rob Mountain of Fire Miracle Ministry offering. I think one of the big events, first fruit offering or crossover offering, as the case may be, and in their plan and plotting, there is nobody who would think, number one, he has been in the ministry with some questionable issues where he was posted and he was disciplined by being transferred back to the headquarters. And so he works, I think, along the others as a traffic usher, and what have you. So being traffic usher, they understand the route and they know the movement of the ushers, handling the offering of the church. And for whatever reason, that plan was being put together. Okay, so how did the intelligence got leaked? It was at the point they were actually going to hire a gun. And when the matter got to the jury, he was surprised, like, how, who? And when they mentioned their name, like, how is it possible? Again, the jury have to immediately alert the CSO as at that time, who, swung to action, invited some police to, brief them out. So they've actually drawn map, the routes, of how the offering, of the church normally move, and at what point they need to intercept. In fact, the gun that they needed to have the CSO, which normally lead, the escorts that move the offering, if there's going to be any form of obstruction, that is within the church, not, the escort in terms of the armed police escorts, so that they need to, gun him down. Those were the plan. The video was made in the subsequent meeting. So all of these are clearly available, and on the strength of that, they were arraigned before the courts. Okay, fine. After a protracted 8 years case, they were let loose. They were allowed to go because prosecution couldn't sustain conviction on technical ground. On technical ground, because in our criminal jurisprudence, it is the principle that it is better for 99 criminal, 99 guilty, 99 offenders to go free, than to allow for one innocent person, to go to jail. And the reason is because, once a prosecution is not able to, do a tidy case to 100% beyond reasonable doubt convince a judge is not permitted to convict. So, but the moment there is just going to be so, and some of these things could be procedural, and it could be as a result of sleep and all of that. So, technically, the witnesses, paraded by the prosecution have their testimony conflicting. Another principle of criminal jurisprudence, you cannot convict on conflicting testimony or witnesses. So that is not to say that they didn't carry out the action, they didn't plan it. That's not to say offense has not been committed, but they couldn't be convicted because of, lack of, tidy job on the side of the prosecuting team. So they were able to let go, which I think the prosecution, I think the DPP was even making an attempt to appeal at that point in time. Okay, so after the matter was ended, the same Femi went to court. He went to court basically to sue for malicious prosecution and ask for millions, I think 500 million naira, as damages and all of that, because he believed that for the fact that he was not convicted from that prosecution, he should have damages gotten, and evidences were put before the court. We have nothing to do with, we didn't frame him up. Those are the things that happened and the fact that there were no. And from the case, the industrial court judge, agree with MFM that MFM did not prosecute you maliciously. And they have nothing to do with why you are in detention for 8 years or thereabouts. So you cannot, so you fail to be able to secure any damages. However, because MFM did not terminate your appointment for those number of 8 years, you can only succeed in getting what you are entitled to in terms of salary and allowance. And that is what the judge said we should calculate and give him. So that is how the case ended. And so for him to go out there and start saying that MFM lock him up, they will bring video, will bring the map, the drone, will bring all of these things, and then let the drone will bring all of these things, and then let Olukoya come and speak to them. So what is he saying by going about and start talking about it was frame up? But I really wouldn't want to say too much, just to give context that he had an active plan, a plot which is criminal to rob MFM, in that year. They're offering, and they plotted, they draw a map. The map drawn was recovered from them. The recording of the meeting, is still available, and people think you can just go to social media and then just say things and believe that when you just tell all the story, let's quickly settle him and settle. So what if a good, case has been done in terms of the testimony of the prosecution and it has been sentenced? Well, will he have come back to say that it was frame up? It is what it is, but that's just a brief response I can give. All right, that's much I can say on this, and we'll be expecting